Good evening. I am Bhatishri Chakraborty, a counseling psychologist from Abha Mission for Social Health and Education. I'm sorry for the delay. There was some technical issue. And let's start without wasting any time. We have also our panelists waiting here. Good evening and greetings from Abha Mission for Social Health and Education to everyone present here. Abha Mission for Social Health and
Good
Education
evening.
celebrate Dan Utsav every year from October 2nd to 8th. Dan Utsav is India's biggest festival of giving, during which people come together and platform and perform acts of kindness by giving their time, material, money, happiness in interesting ways to any causes of their choice. You too can engage those around you to make a difference to many lives in need. On 2nd October, we celebrated live online Gandhi Jayanti, which was streamed on live on Abha Mission's Facebook and YouTube page. From 3rd of October 2020 to the 8th of October, Abha Mission for Social Health and Education invites one and all for a 5 days webinar series to celebrate Dan Utsav and observe World Mental Health Day. The theme of the webinar is taken from a reflective poem by Tagore, Ami, Me, it being Amari Chetonar Rangi, in the color of my consciousness. In these reflective sessions, we can open up our mind and try to understand our multicolored society, try to be more compassionate and human, and help each other for the sake of humanity. On the 4th of October, the topic of webinar was Women and Child Safety Awareness and Understanding and Supporting Children with Special Needs, which you can follow on the Abha Mission's pages. Today is the third day of our webinar series, and the topic is anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, and prevention. And we are happy to have our panelists. And first, we are going to start with Shri Utpal Rai, who is an chartered accountant by profession, though he lives in England, but considers India as his home. If asked, he says, home is where the heart is. He is a philanthropist and always ready to work for a good cause. We welcome Sir to recite our theme poem, Ami, by Rabindranath Tagore.
কবিগুরু রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের আমি। আমারই চেতনার রঙে পান্না হলো সবুজ, চুনি উঠল রাঙা হয়ে। আমি চোখ মেললুম আকাশে, জ্বলে উঠল আলো পূবে পশ্চিমে। গোলাপের দিকে চেয়ে বললুম সুন্দর, সুন্দর হলো সে। তুমি বলবে এই যে তত্ত্ব কথায় কবির বাণী নয়, আমি বলবো এ সত্য তাই এ কাব্য। এ আমার অহংকার, অহংকার সমস্ত মানুষের হয়ে, মানুষের অহংকার পটেই বিশ্বকর্মার বিশ্বশিল্প। তত্ত্বজ্ঞানী জপ করছেন নিঃশ্বাসে প্রশ্বাসে, না না না, না পান্না, না চুনি, না আলো, না গোলাপ, না আমি, না তুমি। ওদিকে অসীম যিনি, তিনি স্বয়ং করেছেন সাধনা মানুষের সীমানায়, তাকেই বলে আমি। সেই আমির আধারে, গহনে আলো আধারের ঘটল সঙ্গম, দেখা দিল রূপ, জেগে উঠল রস। না কখন ফুটে উঠে হলো হাম, আর মন্ত্রে রেখায় রঙে, সুখে দুঃখে। একে বলানো তত্ত্ব, আমার মন হয়েছে পুলকিত। বিশ্ব আমির রচনার আসরে হাতে নিয়ে তুলি, পাত্রে নিয়ে রং। পণ্ডিত বলছেন বুড়ো চন্দ্রটা নিষ্ঠুর চতুর হাসি তার, মৃত্যুদূতের মতো গুড়ি মেরে আসছে সে পৃথিবীর পাঁজরের কাছে। একদিন দেবে চরম টান তার সাগরে পর্বতে, মর্তলোকে মহাকালের নূতন খাতায় পাতা জুড়ে নামবে একটা শূন্য। গিলে ফেলবে দিন রাতের জমা খরচ, মানুষের কীর্তি হারাবে অমরতার ভান, তার ইতিহাসে লেপে দেবে অনন্ত রাত্রির কালি। মানুষের যাবার দিনের চোখ বিশ্ব থেকে ছিনিয়ে নেবে রস, মানুষের যাবার দিনের মন ছানিয়ে নেবে রস। শক্তির কম্পন চলবে আকাশে আকাশে, জ্বলবে না কোথাও আলো। বিনাহীন সভায় যন্ত্রীর আঙুল নাচবে, বাজবে না সুর। সেদিন কবিত্বহীন বিধাতা একা রবেন বসে নীলিমাহীন আকাশে ব্যক্তিত্বহারা অস্তিত্বের গণিত তত্ত্ব নিয়ে। তখন বিরাট বিশ্বভুবনে দূরে দূরান্তে অনন্ত অসংখ্য লোকে লোকান্তরে এ বাণী ধ্বনিত হবে না কোনোখানেই, তুমি সুন্দর, আমি ভালোবাসি। বিধাতা কি আবার বসবেন সাধনা করতে যুগ যুগান্তর ধরে? প্রলয় সন্ধ্যায় জপ করবেন, কথা কও, কথা কও, বলবেন বলো তুমি সুন্দর, বলবেন বলো আমি ভালোবাসি।
মিউট আছো মধুশ্রী? মধুশ্রী তুমি মিউট আছো, আনমিউট করো। মধুশ্রী আনমিউট yourself. We could not hear anything. Please unmute yourself. Madhushree, unmute.
Hello, can you hear me, ma'am? I think. Thank you so much, Utpal Babu, for your recitation. আমি চাইবো যে আপনি আমাদের সঙ্গে সাথে থাকবেন পুরো অনুষ্ঠানটায়। আর to all the participants, thank you for your patience. And আমরা ধীরে ধীরে আমাদের প্রোগ্রামটার দিকে এগিয়ে যাব, আরো অনেক প্যানেলিস্টরা আছেন আমাদের সাথে আজকে। So our second panelist is Dr. Gurmeet Kaur Arjani. She's a counseling psychologist and a principal of Khalsa Model Senior Secondary School, Dunlop, Kolkata. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Dr. Gurmeet conduct workshops for teachers, parents, and students on various topics. She have some also research works and conferences and topics like parenting style and adjustment, managing behavioral problems, teacher-student relationship, suicide, unheard cry, skills for future, getting better with stress. And Dr. Kunjan was also awarded during his work time with Research Fellowship Award UGC 1999, M. Pendharkar Silver Medal for scoring highest marks in psychology in PA 1998, and Vijay Parekh Gold Medal for standing first in Asana Praveen 2001, and the Best Teacher Award for 2004 and 5. Thank you so much, Dr. Gurmeet. It's our pleasure to have you with us today's program. I just want you that please, if you can share your experiences and the work you have done with children and the people around. We are waiting to hear all your experiences. And to the participants, there is a chat box. If you have any questions, you can type it down in the chat boxes. And it is going live in YouTube and Facebook. Thank you. Please start.
So, Madhushree, I have a PPT, so you would be sharing that PPT.
Okay.
Very good evening to all the participants and all the attendees. Very firstly, I would like to thank Aditi ma'am and Abha Mission for Mental Health and Education for giving me the opportunity to speak on the topic I am passionate about, mental health. Mental health is a vast topic, and I would try to give justice in the given time limit. Next, Madhushree. Okay, imagine your mental health as a bucket. The stresses of everyday life is water that you pour in. For example, work issues, family, friends, finances, etc. Now imagine that you have little holes at the bottom of the bucket. These are the de-stresses. A good family support, network of friends, and maybe you are into some sports or some recreative activity. All of this stops the bucket from running over or overflowing. Just imagine someone else whose bucket is smaller, might have had trauma growing up, may not have friends or families to talk to. There aren't holes at the bottom, or the holes are too small, the bucket is going to overflow, meaning it's a ringing bell for mental health problems. Now, what is good mental health? Next, Madhushri, what is good mental health? Now, in a simple terms, I would like to put this, that when I think of good mental health, I think of being able to look at myself in the mirror every day and say, I'm proud of who I am. I'm happy in my skin. I'm positive about who I am and what I say and do. With the onset of COVID-19, when we are facing the uncertainty and the unknown, fear, worry, and stress are normal responses to perceived or real threats. Adding to this fear of contracting the virus in pandemic, there are significant changes in our daily lives as our movement is being restricted, uh, in support to contain and slow down the spread of virus. Now, faced with these realities of working from home, temporary and unemployment, homeschooling of children, and lack of physical contact with other family members, friends, and colleagues, it is very, very important that we look after our mental health as we are taking care of our physical health. Now, I feel that mental health is just like physical health, and everybody has it and everybody needs to take care of it. So what are some things that go wrong with mental health? Imagine waking up every day like you can't live with yourself. Picture having no motivation or interest in anything. This is reality for too many of them. Next, Madhushri, next slide. Now, the WHO, without anticipating a coronavirus pandemic, they predicted that by 2020, roughly 20% of the population will suffer from mental illnesses. This means today more than 200 million Indians may have mental illness, and the situation is likely to worsen. I would like to read some thoughts about mental health problem, which was given to me from one of my clients. She said, I have 2 black dogs. Sometimes I have only one, but once I see him, I know the other one will shortly follow. I don't always have the black dogs with me. Some days I feel completely weightless, like I'm not carrying any burden. I'm so used to black dogs being around, I feel guilty not having them. I worry if they are not with me, then they are with someone else. But when they are there, I want them to leave. I wish they would die and never return, but they cannot be killed. So now these 2 black dogs are anxiety and depression. Next slide, please. Now this particular slide, Madhushri, next slide. Now this particular slide, it tells you very clearly about, in very simple terms, what is anxiety and what is depression. Too much of past is depression, not being in present. And too much of future is being anxiety, not being in present. So next slide, Madhushri. So let's have anxiety. Are you able to see that cup of tea? So that is anxiety. Anxiety is more than just a feeling, stressed or worried. Now, anxious feelings are normal reactions to a situation where person feels under pressure. For example, meeting work deadlines, sitting for exams, or speaking in front of group of people. However, for some people, these anxious feelings happen for no apparent reason or continue even after the stress is over or has been passed, that event has passed. For a person experiencing anxiety, anxious feelings cannot be brought under control easily. Now, anxiety can be a serious condition that makes it hard for a person to cope with daily life. Now, how do you know if someone has anxiety disorder? And the symptoms of anxiety are sometimes not at all, as the symptoms are not at all obvious, and they are often, they develop gradually. Given that we all experience some anxiety, it can be hard to know how much is too much, right? So there are some symptoms of anxiety. In the next slide, we will see what is actually anxiety disorder and what is not. Madhushri, next slide. Okay, the everyday anxiety. There on the left side is the everyday anxiety, and on the right side is the anxiety disorder. So when we go through these, the various points, we come to know that everyday anxiety is a common thing. It is a common worry that everyone has. But anxiety disorder it is a worry without any reason, without any rationale. So when this particular thing, this kind of worry is there without any reason or without any event or without any object or place, so then it becomes an anxiety disorder. Now, these symptoms will not provide diagnosis. You will have to see a health professional, either a psychologist or a psychiatrist. But this can be a guide, an alarming bell that exactly whether we are entering into that domain of anxiety disorder. Right? Next slide, Madhushri. Next is about what is depression. Now, again, in the previous picture, we have seen that depression is thinking too much about past, right? While we all feel sad, moody, or low from time to time, some people experience these feelings very intensely and for a long period of time that may extend from weeks to months and even to years, and sometimes without any apparent reason. Now, depression is more than just a low mood. It is a serious condition and that can impact your mental as well as physical health. Now, depression affects how one feels about oneself. You may lose interest in work, hobbies, and doing things you normally enjoy. You may lack energy, have difficulty in sleeping, or may sleep more than usual. Some people feel anxious or irritable and find it hard to concentrate also. So, but the good news is that this is just like a physical illness, and it is completely treatable, and there are effective treatments available, right? So how do we know if someone has depression, right? Because every now and then we also come across these feelings and these emotions of sadness and moodiness, going low in emotions at times. So how do we find that whether we are entering into the domain of depression? Now, there are, next slide, Madhushri. There are certain symptoms as far as our emotions are concerned, our thoughts, our physical and our behavioral patterns are concerned. So, as far as emotions are concerned, we have a sadness, guilt, then stress. All these factors are there. There are thoughts wherein we feel we have the self-criticism. Then there is a lot of confusion, thought of committing suicide, thoughts of suicides are there. Then physically, the person always have fatigue, means the person is always feels very low as far as physical energy is concerned. And as far as behavior is concerned, the person is withdrawn from others, has some flash nightmares and all, and changes there are changes in his personal appearance also. So it is important to note that everyone experiences some of these symptoms from time to time, but it is not necessary that the person is having depression. And equally, not every person who is experiencing depression will have all these symptoms. There are a set of symptoms that you may find in one depressive person, and there are other set of symptoms you may find in the other person. So these symptoms are, again, I would say that these symptoms do not provide any diagnosis. For that, definitely you have to visit some health professional, but uh, these particular symptoms gives you an idea as to what depression can be. And next slide, please. Now, depression, the severe depression, it leads to suicide. Now, suicide, it is a major health problem and a leading cause of death worldwide. Recent reports inform that around 1 million of people die by suicide annually, a huge number. For every suicide, there are many more who attempt suicide every year. A cautious estimate suggests that there are around 20 million people engaged in the suicidal behavior annually, a huge number. The COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting economic recession, it has definitely have a negative effect many many people's mental health, and creating new barriers for people already suffering from mental illness and substance disorders. Now, next slide, Madhushri. I want the participants, Madhushri, just share the Google form. There is a Google form and there's a time limit of 3 minutes. Kindly fill the Google form and we'll be back with the slides. Madhushri, we have to share the Google form with all the participants. Great, thank you, Ananta. So, why did they do it? Now, there are those who have known someone who has taken their own life will always ask themselves this question: why did they do it? This question often leads to whirlwind of negative thinking patterns, and sometimes people can even come to blame themselves. And for this reason, it becomes extremely important to learn the bare facts of suicide to help us understand the psychology of someone who has considered or attempted suicide. So, in order to understand that what goes on in the uh, workshop of the person's brain, that they take such a dire step. So, it's time now. Okay. Next slide, Madhushri. Yeah. Now, myths about suicide. Now, understanding what it is, we need to know what are the facts and the myths about suicide. The first one, please. If people talk about suicide, they don't commit it. About 80% of people give warnings of their intent to commit suicide. It is we who do not understand their warnings. The next one. The next one. Suicides are impulsive. Majority of suicides are not impulsive. Most have been preceded by warning signs. Warning signs are given. Most of the suicides are not impulsive. Then the next one, please. Suicidal people really want to die and nothing will stop them. Now, most suicidal people are undecided whether they really want to die. Most just want their pain to stop. Suicidal people are usually ambivalent, wavering until the last moment between wanting to live and wanting to die. And most suicidal people do not want to die. Next one. Once the person is suicidal, then that person is suicidal always. See, the heightened suicide risk is often short term and it is situation specific. While suicidal thoughts may return, they are not permanent. They are situation specific. Next, please. When people seem happy after a period of depression, they are no longer in danger. Researchers have shown that numerous suicides have occurred when people appear to be getting better. This is especially so if they are not receiving the professional care. At that time, such things happen. Next, please. Suicidal people are always mentally ill. If there is suicidal people may be very sad, but they are not necessarily mentally ill. Although many suicidal people suffer extreme distress and emotional pain, these are not necessarily signs of mental illness. Next, please. Now, if there is no note, then it cannot be suicide. Many suicides occur without a note. This we know. Next, please. This is very important, and I think everyone should take care of this particular thing. Talking about suicide may give someone an idea. Actually, the opposite is true. Asking someone directly will often lower the anxiety level and act as a deterrent to suicidal behavior. Discussing suicide openly and honestly is one of the most helpful things that you can do to save the life. Next one, please. There is no correlation between alcohol and suicide. Alcohol and suicide, they often go hand in hand. People wishing to commit suicide frequently do so under the influence of alcohol, and those who are not, then they specifically take it and then they take the drastic step. So, what are the results of the Google form? So these are the various myths about suicide, wherein if these things are clear, then we can help the person in need, because these people mostly they do not ask for help. Most of them are not able to ask for help, and so we can extend our help to them. Yes. Okay. My screen is too small to see that. So these particular, all these statements, these are all myths and these are all false. The answer to all of them is no. Okay. Okay. Many aware people are here. Right. Great. Can you scroll down? Madhushri, can you scroll down more? Yes. Next one. Okay. So I hope we are, with this, you are able to understand that these are all myths. Yes. Okay. Some awareness. Okay, great. Around 25% of people. Yes. Great. Next. Mhm. So again, I say that these statements are all myths, and the fact is opposite of that. Okay, now next slide, please, Madhushri. Next slide. Now, suicide is highly complex and multifaceted phenomena with many contributing and facilitating variables. It may be determined by interaction between various factors such as neurobiology, personal and family history, stressful events, and socio-cultural environment also. Now, given it's being one of the most severe human behaviors, one distinct focus would be to identify the underlying psychological process that may lead to suicidal ideation and behavior. Now, there are two leading theories which explains us how suicide can be prevented. And the first one is interpersonal psychological theory of suicidal behavior, which says that suicidal thoughts emerge from high level of perceived burdensome, means feeling burden on others, means the person feels that I'm a burden on other people. And the second one is toward belongingness, which means that feeling that you are not belonging to, you are all alone, you do not belong. So these two feelings leads to suicidal thoughts, and suicidal thoughts, they can be translated to suicidal attempts when the capacity for suicide, that is the reduced fear of death and increased tolerance for physical pain, is also present. So when all these three factors, they join together, they interact with each other, and at that time the person takes the dire step of committing the suicide. This is one of the ways of explaining. So if we can prevent, if we can bring that person out of the thoughts, and if we can the capacity for suicide, it can be reduced at a level, so definitely we can prevent the person from taking the dire step. Then the next one is the integrated motivational volitional model of social behavior. And in this, it results from the complex interplay between the motivational and volitional phase factors. Now, what are these motivational factors and what are these volitional factors? The motivational factors, it includes the next one, please. The next slide. The motivational factors include defeat, entrapment, and lack of social support, which is at the thought process. The person is, if it is the person is having social ideation because the person is trapped in pain triggered by some internal thoughts and feelings. And the volitional phase, these factors on the other hand are those factors which govern the transit from suicidal thinking to actually doing it. Volitional factors, they include the exposure to suicide, fearfulness about death, and impulsivity. These are the volitional factors. Right, the previous slide, Madhushri, the previous slide. But the best thing is that, Madhushri, the previous slide, previous one. Madhushri, the previous one. Okay, let me continue. So the best thing is that suicide is 100% preventable. Speak up and reach out. Most people who commit suicide, they don't want to die. They just want to stop the hurting. We call it as psychic. The next one. Now, coming down to how we can prevent a suicide, we must know what are the warning signs. Secondly, talk openly with the person. Thirdly, show care and concern. Next slide, Madhushri. Never underestimate the power of understanding and support, and seek professional help. Madhushri, next slide. Next. Madhushri, next slide. Yes, next, after this. Some of the warning signs I'm sharing with you, that there are dramatic changes in the personality, appearance, or behavior. The person demonstrates aggressiveness, rebelliousness, and disobedient behavior. The person may suffer overwhelming sense of guilt, shame, or rejection. Frequently, the person complains about stomach aches, headaches, fatigue, or other physical symptoms, often linked to emotions. And changes in the eating and sleeping patterns. There are signs of excessive substance use also. Next slide, please. Now, the person may have recently suffered some loss or death of a parent or a friend, frequently absent from the school if it is a teenager, shows an inability to carry out the normal tasks of daily life, and there is a noted isolation or withdrawal from friends, family, etc. Now, ends significant relationships or commitments and give away the treasured position. So these are all the red signs or red flags that the person is thinking something dangerous. Next is, now what we can do. Firstly, remain calm. Ask directly if he or she is thinking about suicide. Now focus your concern for their well-being and avoid being accusatory. Listen. This is the most important thing. Then reassure them that there is help and this particular feeling is not going to be there forever. And do not judge. Provide constant supervision. Do not leave the person alone. Remove the means of self-harm, whatever, any sharp things around the person or anything liquid which is not, which can be dangerous. Remove all those things and get help. Because of pandemic, there are a lot of has help available online also, and people can take the help of these online helplines, and these people could be helped. Now, make your mental health a priority. Let me just share a small analogy for that if a child falls and breaks a bone, immediately the child is rushed to the emergency room. No one would tell them to walk it off or try not to think about it, or that it is not a big deal. We put such importance on excellent physical health. So why we do not give that same importance when it comes to mental health? It is no secret that there are stigmas against mental health. There are barriers that prevent people from reaching out for support or being the one to reach out and give the support. Now, sometimes it is easier and convenient to sweep problems under the rug rather than confronting them head on. Now, in the long run, though, that does nothing but cause more pain. So make mental health a priority. Talk and reach out, because every life is worth saving. Thank you, everyone. Madhushri, next slide. Thank you, everyone. Any questions?
And we can spread the awareness throughout our society. How wonderfully you have explained us. And about the questions, ma'am, you have to wait and till the last. And
Yes.
the participants, if you have any questions, please put it up in the comment box. Ma'am and other panelists will be registered the questions after the sessions. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Now we have to proceed to our next panelist, who is Miss Aparajita, who is a final year undergraduate student of psychology at PDP University, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. She is very curious about the mystery of human brains and human minds. She aspires to become a neuropsychologist. She has already presented research paper on the effect of peer pressure on academic cheating at 9 in SPA International Conference in 2019. She's very passionate about music and has certificates from Trinity College of Music in vocal and acoustic guitar. She's a very helpful person and is popular among her friends for her caring and leadership qualities. Welcome, Aparajita, to Abha Mission. And I would request you that to share your experiences, your papers, your research work with us.
Thank you for to everyone for inviting me and for letting me be a speaker on this panel. Uh, I am a person of this younger generation, as we know, XYZ Gen, that we so often see, and I'm a part of the population which is largely very vulnerable to these disorders that we are talking about, specifically depression, anxiety, and suicide. Um, and I would like to share my experience. I am a psychology student, so I have a little bit of understanding as I'm studying it. So I have a little understanding of what I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to learn more. And also, as a person of the younger generation, I have personal experience that helps me understand what I study in psychology and correlate it to our generation a little bit better, I guess. So one of the things is often people in our generation or the young adults or the teenagers are often we think there is a common notion that younger kids or children or young adults or adolescents, they don't have much in life to get depressed about or anxious about. They are still young, or even be suicidal about. They are still young, they haven't seen life as of yet, as we see or say. But the thing is this: all of these, all mental disorders, depression, anxiety, and even suicidal ideation or suicide happens because of our major life events. And as we are growing up, we know life is challenging for people who have already grown up, have gone through it, they have lived through it, they have challenged it, they have overcome it, and they have survived life as of yet. We are going through the difficult phases and ups and downs of life, and we are learning to adapt, to challenge, to overcome those things. So every little things, like things that will not matter or does not matter at a later age, as when we will discover, matter to us way more than imagined. For example, like things that people or adults find trivial, such as marks, what marks we have scored, friends, what friends we have in our life, if friends are coming and going, our appearances, how we look, are we looking pretty enough, are we acceptable, trying to fit in while standing out. We don't want to be like everybody else in the crowd, but we don't want to be other or out of everybody else in the crowd. Like we don't neither want to be in exceptionally in the limelight so that we are left alone, neither do we want to not fit in or be as common or normal as everybody else. So there is a whole contradiction in our mind, and everything contradicts it. There is a our mind is basically a playground where everything and anything is happening all at once. All the sports are being played together, and there's a lot of confusion. In midst of all that, trying to guide through life, I think is pretty difficult. I have personally I have been depressed, as you can say. I have personally faced anxiety and even suicidal ideation, you can say that. And a lot of us have. Our generation, younger adults are, statistically, it has been proven that all of these three categories, depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation or suicide, is higher in the younger adult or adolescent population, somewhere in from the age of 15 to 25, 28. So that is one of the things. One other thing that I wanted to discuss was, nowadays we see this habit of trying to normalize the trend of talking about mental health and being okay, and it being okay to have mental health issues. That is one of the goals even of our today's uh, talk or today's discussion, that it should be okay to be mentally ill or to be able to talk about it. However, there has been a little problem with our generation, is that somehow, while trying to bring this into light, the importance of this issue or the impact of this issue has been somehow trivialized. Like, in the sense of it, that we brought it to light and gave it importance, but the importance kind of got shifted. Now, our generation is somebody who is very used to going with the trends or something that is in topic. We like to discuss it, talk about it, in fact, follow it. If it's clothes, fashion, we like to wear it. If it's conversation that or it's topics of conversation, we want to have it daily. It's something like this. So our generation now finds having mental issues, the idea or the objective got distorted, and they now find having mental issues as a cool thing, wherein they forget, like, the whole objective of this trying to normalize to talk about it, or having mental issues being okay, the importance or the impact of it gets drawn away, and it gets trivialized into something that is cool. It's like somebody saying it's cool to have a fever. It's not. And also, it is trivialized in the sense that sadness, anxiety, these are all very normal emotions, as we have studied in psychology and we are studying. These are emotional expressions that we have every day, and we are supposed to have these emotional expressions. That is a part of a normal, healthy mind. If something bad happens to you, you are supposed to be sad. If something dangerous or scary is happening to you, you are supposed to be anxious. It's your body's way of indicating that something is wrong. So you are supposed to experience this feelings. But these feelings being experienced over a long period of time, as it is said, and too much of anything is bad, that is where the problem lies. When a sadness has been felt by a person for an extended period of time, or anxiety is felt by a person for an extended period of time without one common reason or a particular aim, then, or a natural cause, then then it means that there is something wrong here. Other than that, it is, you are being sad and you are supposed to be sad. If you get low marks in an assignment, you are supposed to be sad. If you lose a loved one, you're supposed to be sad. If you are going into new territories, or you are learning how to drive a car for the first time, or you are giving an important exam, you're supposed to be anxious. These are all things that are natural. But if you are anxious every day in your life, you're anxious of stepping out of the house without any cause every time you try to step out, or you are sad without even knowing why you're sad for the entire day without any cause, then these things progress into mental disorders. Like, for instance, uh, depression is only when somebody has been feeling sadness for a persistent period of time, and mostly for a larger period of the day, over a 2 week period, then we start calling it a depression. But our generation does this thing. Anytime we are sad, we like to dramatize our things, and instead of saying I'm sad, I'll say I'm depressed. Like that's a cool thing to do. But unfortunately, what we don't realize it, by doing that, we are drawing importance away from the people who actually need help, people who are actually depressed. Like it has become such a common thing that people now end up saying that person also has it. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal. It's supposed to be a big deal. People need help, and the right people should get help from the right people, from psychiatrists, from your family. Supposed to get support, and you're supposed to get counseling. But because of trivializing and dramatizing smaller things and bring and deeming it as cool, we often do the big mistake of not giving the things that are as important and their due importance. Also, like for example, if I'll say depression, anxiety, these are mental disorders that actually need a prolonged period of time, and they are mental disorders which have a large implication. They have a long lasting effect if they are not cured or not treated properly. It's like com- sadness here or grief here would be something, if I try to give a comparison, as a common cold. You often get it, 7 days of small medicine, little bit of warmth and love from your family, you are okay. You will be okay within 5 to 7 days. However, if you get pneumonia, it requires actual attention from a doctor for you to become okay. So here, sadness would be something like a common cold, and depression would be something like pneumonia. Every time you get a cold, you don't say you have pneumonia, you say you have a cold, because that is the kind of attention it is supposed to garner. And when you have pneumonia, there is supposed to be a larger and different kind of attention it needs. So I would request our generation to understand its implication of the words that we are saying, because we don't, and go about it in that sense. Also, from personal, as ma'am was discussing earlier, suicide most times may not be, or it might be or might not be like on the spot a thing. Or and oftentimes people who are getting better, or at least seem to be happier or getting happier, end up taking such a drastic step. Personally, I have been through something recently like this with a friend, a colleague, or acquaintance. And I also have been on the other side. So I can personally say that these facts are true. And the thing is, even though there is your family members love you, and you, in the rationality, the person will understand it, but there are moments where they need a different kind of help. They need to understand and they need to overcome the challenges in their mind, and for that they need a help, a guiding light, which can only be provided by specific people and trained professionals, to be very precise. So it is necessary for us to understand that and not take it upon ourselves to be the guiding light. Rather, we should guide them towards the trained professionals so they can survive this process. It's a very hard process, and everything in those matters of moments, in depression or in anxiety, or in even in suicidal thinking or ideation, everything gets thrown out of proportion. Our minds are absolutely active, and they have very vivid imagination. Our young generation has very, very, very vivid imagination. So we can imagine and we can conjure up things that are not possibly there, and we can think up it up to a very drastic extent. uh, and For you or somebody who is not depressed, it will not make sense. Like, oftentimes our young generation, there was this, I don't remember what it was, but I heard this line somewhere, like, what do you have to be depressed about? Like, you are all kids brought up in, as for me, I am a child brought up in a substantial house with good set of education and everything. I have gotten what I wanted, and like all my whims and wishes were achieved. My parents made sure. But the thing is, not our needs at a different age is different. For us to fit in is a bigger need sometimes than everything else, all the materialistic needs. For us to feel affection at a certain age is much more important than other things. And for us to achieve or to succeed, for people who are very ambitious or competitive, is a different set of beliefs and need. As I was I'm sorry, there were some computer troubles. As I was saying, some all problems happen. Anyways, so basically, my point is, let's not drive or draw attention from things that are important. For adults, for you adults, it not might not be important things that you feel, but for us, it has different importance. Let's not trivialize things such as depression. Uh, let's not trivialize things such as depression and not draw attention from already important points. There are people who need help and they should get the kind of help that they need. So instead, let's understand these problems to a fundamental level. Discuss it with your friends. There is nothing wrong with having a healthy conversation with your friends about, if you're feeling sad, every time you're feeling sad or you're feeling anxious, your friends are there to help you. If you feel more comfortable with your family, talk to your family. It's very normal if it is open in your family. Otherwise, you will find your friends there to talk to you with that. And trust me, you might not realize it because you have not had those kind of conversation, but once you start doing it, you'll realize most of your friends are also in the same boat as you. I have lengthy 4 hours, 3 hours conversation with a few of my friends on just these matters, that I am not feeling okay. I am feeling sad today. I have no clue why, just I am feeling sad. And they also help me cheer up. They help me draw attention towards the things that might be wrong or might be right. And they help me dissolve all the myths or the things that I've thought up in my head. And that actually largely helps me. That helps me through a lot of things. But if you feel, and also if you feel your friend is truly troubled or has some mental health issues or mental disorders, suggest them psychologists, help them through the process of going to a therapist or a psychiatrist. Even though you do not know, that process also seems very scary at first, like, it's like accepting the fact that something is wrong with you. But if you can help your friends and to them and help them get to a psychiatrist and therapist and keep in touch with them and up to date with them, and you will see much more development and much more happier or much more deeper conversation, and even a development of a deeper friendship. These are things that are very important, and I feel that we should all keep in mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aparajita, for your discussions. As we are running out of time, so we are in a bit hurry, and as we know that it is very important to talk our mental health as well as physical health too. It is very important to talk with someone with our mental health if we are having any issues. So we are having our next panelist, Dr. Prashanto Kumar Rai. Namaskar, sir. Head of the Department Clinical Psychology, Institute of Psychiatry, Center of Excellence, Kolkata. Dr. Roy has some special training in clinical and experimental hypnosis and psychosocial disaster care. His disaster field experiences were at Gujarat, Uttarakhand, Kashmir, Bihar, and Bengal. He also conducts training program on comprehensive system of Rorschach, hypnotherapy, mindfulness intervention, acceptance, commitment therapy, and so on. He's also actively involved in community awareness and community-based manpower development. His research areas are SLD, autism, behavior medicine, OCD, depression, CBT, interpersonal therapy. He is a trained mountaineer, animal rescuer, humanitarian worker. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and we are welcoming you to Abha Mission for Social Health and Education. I'm requesting you to start the presentation.
Thank you, Madhusri, and I must appreciate our mission for this initiative regarding spreading awareness about mental health in the community. And what I understood that I need to talk about suicide prevention. What are the steps, what are the initiatives as human beings, as family members we can take, not as professional, to prevent suicidality. আমি একটু বাংলাই বলি। আমার কাছে যে কমিউনিকেশনটা এসেছিল ইংলিশ এবং বেঙ্গলি হবে, এর আগের দুটো অসাধারণ প্রেজেন্টেশন ইংলিশে হয়েছে, আমি তাই একটু বাংলা ইংলিশ মিশিয়ে বলি, তাতে আপত্তি নেই তো মধুশ্রী?
উর্মি তো আছেন, উনিও তাহলে শুনে বুঝতে পারবেন, তাই জন্যই আর কি বাইলিঙ্গুয়াল রাখা হয়েছে।
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে,
ইটস ওকে।
ছোট্ট করে বলবো, টাইম নেই আমাদের কাছে। সুইসাইডের জায়গা থেকে যেটা আগে ম্যাডামও বলছিলেন এবং স্টুডেন্ট অপরাজিতা খুব সুন্দরভাবে নিজের ফিলিংগুলো, এক্সপ্রেশনসগুলোকে এক্সপ্রেস করলো। আজকে সুইসাইডের স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স যদি দেখি, সেটা হচ্ছে প্রত্যেক 40 সেকেন্ডে there is a suicide somewhere in the world, এবং প্রেডিকশন হচ্ছে মেবি নেক্সট 10 ইয়ার্স, মিনস 2030-তে হয়তো এই সংখ্যাটাই হবে প্রত্যেক 20 সেকেন্ডে ওয়ান সুইসাইড। আজকে ভারতবর্ষের দিকে যদি তাকিয়ে দেখি, যে বিভিন্ন কারণে মানুষের মৃত্যু হয়, তার মধ্যে সুইসাইডের স্থান কিন্তু 3 নম্বর কি 4 নম্বরে। ইউএস এর মতো দেশে যেখানে অনেক বেশি ফেসিলিটি অ্যাভেলেবেল, সেক্ষেত্রেও কিন্তু আমরা যদি সুইসাইডের রেটের কথা দেখি, তাহলে দেখব টোটাল যে বিভিন্ন কারণে ডেথ হয়, তার মধ্যে সুইসাইড রিলেটেড ডেথ হচ্ছে উইদিন ফার্স্ট 10, প্রথম 10টার মধ্যে কিন্তু সুইসাইড ডেথও সেখানে চলে আসছে। যে কারণে সুইসাইড প্রিভেনশনকে আমাদের বেশি করে ভাবাটা খুব প্রয়োজন। এই যে আমরা প্রেডিকশন দেখতে পাচ্ছি, যেখানে বলা হচ্ছে যে প্রত্যেক 20 সেকেন্ডে একজন করে মানুষ আত্মহত্যা করবে, সেটা যদি আমরা কমিয়ে 22 সেকেন্ডেও করতে পারি, সেটাও কিন্তু আমাদের একটা বড় অ্যাচিভমেন্ট। শুধু 22 সেকেন্ডকে আজকে যদি আমরা 40 সেকেন্ড, যেটা আমাদের এই বছরে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি 40 সেকেন্ডে একজন মৃত্যু, 40 সেকেন্ডে যদি আমরা ধরে রাখতে পারি, তাহলে সেটা কিন্তু আমাদের কাছে বিরাট অ্যাচিভমেন্ট। এবং এটাকে যদি বাড়িয়ে যদি আমরা 42 সেকেন্ড 45 সেকেন্ডে একটা সুইসাইডে নিয়ে যেতে পারি, সেটা কিন্তু আমাদের কাছে এক বিশাল মার্ভেলাস অ্যাচিভমেন্ট। সুইসাইড প্রিভেনশন মানে সুইসাইডকে স্টপ করা নয়। আমরা হয়তো সুইসাইডকে কোনোদিনই স্টপ করতে পারবো না, কিন্তু আমরা যদি কিছু মানুষকে রেজিলিয়েন্ট তৈরি করতে পারি, যাতে সুইসাইডাল ভালনারেবিলিটিটা কমে, আমরা যদি হাই রিস্ক মানুষদের আইডেন্টিফাই করতে পারি, যাতে তাদের দিকে আমরা মনোযোগ দিতে পারি, আর আমরা যদি আর্লি আইডেন্টিফিকেশন অফ সাম অফ দ্য মেন্টাল হেলথ ইস্যু, যার সঙ্গে সুইসাইডের একটা ডিরেক্ট রিলেশনশিপ আছে, সেগুলোকে আইডেন্টিফাই করতে পারি, সেক্ষেত্রেও কিন্তু প্রপার ট্রিটমেন্টের মধ্য দিয়ে আমরা সুইসাইডকে আটকাতে পারবো। এবং এক্ষেত্রে আজকে ইন্ডিয়ান স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স যদি দেখি, 15 to 44 ইয়ার্স এই এজটা কিন্তু খুব ভালনারেবল একটা এজ, 15 to 44 ইয়ার্স, তার মানে টিনেজ, ইয়াং অ্যাডাল্ট এবং মিড অ্যাডাল্ট, এই পুরো গ্রুপটা কিন্তু একটা ভালনারেবিলিটির মধ্যে দাঁড়িয়ে আছে। আজকে টিনেজদের মধ্যে যদি দেখি, প্রত্যেক 10 জন টিন যারা সুইসাইড করছে তাদের কিন্তু 9 জনের মধ্যেই আমরা দেখব কোনো না কোনো মেন্টাল হেলথ রিলেটেড ডায়াগনোসিস তারা পেতে পারে। তারা অনেক সময় আনডায়াগনোজ থেকে যায়, আন্ডার ডায়াগনোজ থেকে যায়। কিন্তু এভরি 10 টিনের মধ্যে 9 টিনের মধ্যে দের ইজ এ পসিবিলিটি। তাহলে তারা আনডায়াগনোজ কেন থেকে গেল? এক হতে পারে যে পেরেন্টসদের সঙ্গে তাদের কমিউনিকেশন গ্যাপটা অনেক বেশি, যেটা অনেক ক্ষেত্রে আমরা সুইসাইডের ক্ষেত্রে দেখতেও পাচ্ছি। ওয়ান অফ দ্য প্রেডিক্টার্স হচ্ছে যারা হাই সুইসাইডাল ভালনারেবিলিটি যাদের আছে তাদের সঙ্গে পেরেন্টসদের কমিউনিকেশনটা কিন্তু খুব ভালো হয় না। যদিও এটা একমাত্র ফ্যাক্টর নয়, আরও অনেক ফ্যাক্টর থাকতে পারে যেটা টিন সুইসাইডের সঙ্গে অ্যাসোসিয়েটেড, সেই ফ্যাক্টরগুলো আমি পরে আসছি। তো এই কমিউনিকেশন গ্যাপটাকে যদি আমরা কমাতে পারি তাহলে তার মেন্টাল হেলথ কন্ডিশনে কোথাও সমস্যা হচ্ছে সেটাকে আইডেন্টিফাই করা সম্ভব। সেকেন্ড একটা জায়গা অনেক সময় দেখি যে মেন্টাল হেলথ নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করব না, মেন্টাল ইলনেস নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করব না। আজকের আমার একটা এক্সপিরিয়েন্স বলি। আমি আজকে আমার এক পেশেন্টকে দেখছিলাম, তার নিজের ভদ্রমহিলা, নিজের স্কুল শিক্ষিকা, তার ডিপ্রেশন আছে এবং তাকে তার পরিচিত কেউ ফোন করে অন্য কারো একজনের মেন্টাল হেলথ কন্ডিশন নিয়ে আলোচনা করেন এবং সেখানে বলেন যে তোমার খোঁজে যদি কোনো সাইকোলজিস্ট বা সাইকিয়াট্রিস্ট থাকে তাহলে বলো, হ্যাঁ আমার এই বিহেভিয়ারটা ঠিক লাগছে না। তখন এই ভদ্রমহিলা কোনো একজন মেন্টাল হেলথ প্রফেশনালের ব্যাপারে জানায় এবং তারপরে ফোনটি রেখে দেয়। এই ভদ্রমহিলা বলছেন যে দেখুন কি অবস্থা, আমার স্বামী তারপরে আমাকে এসে বলছে আমার ছেলের সামনে কখনোই সাইকোলজি সাইকিয়াট্রিস্টদের নিয়ে কোনো আলোচনা করবে না। ভদ্রমহিলা বলছেন কেন সেটা নিয়ে আলোচনা করব না কেন? বললো না এইসব জিনিসগুলো এদের মাথায় ঢোকানো উচিত না। হ্যাঁ, মেন্টাল বলে কিছু সমস্যা হয়, এগুলো যদি এই ছেলে মেয়েদের, তার ছেলের বয়স 12 বছর, এদের মাথায় যদি ঢুকে যায় তাহলে বিপজ্জনক ঘটনা হবে। তাতে ভদ্রমহিলা বলেন হ্যাঁ যে জ্বর হলে তাহলে কি আমি চিৎকার করে বলতে পারতাম, সর্দি কাশি হলে চিৎকার করে বলতে পারতাম, এমনকি কোভিড-19 হলে চিৎকার করে বলতে পারতাম, তাহলে মেন্টাল হেলথ রিলেটেড কন্ডিশন হলে সেক্ষেত্রে সাইকোলজি সাইকিয়াট্রিস্টদের সম্পর্কে আমি কেন ছেলের সামনে আলোচনা করতে পারবো না? এই ডিনায়াল বা এই যে ব্যাপারটাকে গোপন করার একটা প্রচেষ্টা, সেটাও কিন্তু একটা ফ্যাক্টর। ফলে এই যে ছেলে যার বাবার কাছ থেকে শুনলো যে মেন্টাল হেলথ ইস্যু নিয়ে আলোচনা করা যাবে না, আর আজকে যদি কোনো একটা মেন্টাল হেলথ কন্ডিশন তৈরি হয়, এবং এই ছেলেটির মধ্যে সম্ভাবনা বেশি এই কারণেই, কারণ বাবা মার মধ্যে রিলেশনশিপের সমস্যা বহুদিন ধরে সে দেখছে, তার সঙ্গে মায়ের ডিপ্রেশন, বাবার এক্সট্রা ম্যারিটাল রিলেশনশিপ, এই সমস্ত কিছুর উইটনেস হচ্ছে ছেলে। ফলে ওভারঅল তার সাইকোসোশ্যাল স্ট্রেসার যেখানে হাই, এর কিন্তু ভালনারেবিলিটি একটি আছে। এখন সে বাবার কাছ থেকে শিখতে পাচ্ছে যে মেন্টাল হেলথ কন্ডিশন হলে সেটা নিয়ে আলোচনা করা যায় না। ফলে এই ছেলেটি কত সহজে তার যদি কোনো সমস্যা তৈরি হয় সেটা গিয়ে কমিউনিকেট করবে। ফলে এই যে স্টিগমা, সেটাও কিন্তু একটা বড় ফ্যাক্টর যেটা অনেক সময় আনআইডেন্টিফাইড থেকে যায়। তাই বারবার স্টিগমাগুলোকে নিয়ে লড়াই করাটা খুব জরুরি। যদিও অনেক সময় যেরকমভাবে মিডিয়া, প্রশাসন মেন্টাল হেলথ কন্ডিশনকে নিয়ে স্টিগমা তৈরি করে, সেটাও কিন্তু ভেবে দেখার জায়গা। আমি উদাহরণ হিসেবে বলছি একজন বলিউড হিরোর আত্মহত্যার ঘটনা নিয়ে। ওভারঅল যে মিডিয়া এবং অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটিভ যে বিভিন্ন ধরনের স্ট্র্যাটেজি ডিসকাশন যেগুলো উঠে এলো, হ্যাঁ, সেখান থেকে সুইসাইড যে একটা মানুষের, মানে প্রথমত সুইসাইড করেছেন না করেননি সেটা নিয়ে এতখানি একটা ডিবেটের জায়গা তৈরি করা, তার মানে কোথাও সুইসাইড করেছেন এই জায়গাটাকে মান্যতা দেওয়া কোথাও যেন মুশকিলের জায়গা, এটা যেন অচ্ছুতের মতো একটা জায়গা। আজকে দলিত সমস্যা নিয়ে আমরা কথা যখন বলছি, কোথাও মেন্টাল ইলনেসকে, সুইসাইডকে আমরা একটা অচ্ছুতের জায়গাতে নিয়ে যাচ্ছি। ফলে মিডিয়াকেও মনে হয় অনেক বেশি ওয়াকিবহাল করার দরকার আছে। মিডিয়া যে ওয়াকিবহাল নয় আবার সেটাও বলবো না। কোথাও টিআরপির জন্য হোক, বিভিন্ন কারণের জন্য হোক, মিডিয়া এই ধরনের রোল নিতে বাধ্য হয়, কিন্তু কোথাও আমাদের সচেতন নাগরিক হিসাবে we need to create some pressure on the media as well as the administration so that such nasty discussion doesn't continue. তাহলে আমি একটা টিনের কোন কোন টিনকে হাই রিস্ক হিসেবে আইডেন্টিফাই করব? একটা হচ্ছে যাদের কোনো মেজর লস হয়েছে। সেই লস কিরকম হতে পারে? আর্লি প্যারেন্টাল লস হতে পারে, পরীক্ষায় ফেল করা সেটাও কিন্তু একটা লস হতে পারে। আর টিনদের মধ্যে রিলেশনশিপ লস, সেই রিলেশনশিপ যে সবসময় রোমান্টিক রিলেশনশিপ হতে হবে তা নয়, প্রিয় বন্ধুকে হারানোটাও একটা লস হতে পারে। প্রিয় বন্ধুর বাবা মা ট্রান্সফারে অন্য কোথাও চলে গেছে, ফলে সেই বন্ধুকে হারলাম, দ্যাট ইজ অলসো টু বি কনসিডার্ড লস। ফলে যখনই কোনো এরকম মেজর লসের একটা জায়গা থাকবে আমাদের কিন্তু একটু হলেও অ্যালার্ট হতে হবে। সেকেন্ড হচ্ছে টিনদের মধ্যে আমরা স্বীকার করি বা না স্বীকার করি, সাবস্টেন্স ইউজ নিয়ে এক্সপেরিমেন্টেশন কিন্তু খুব কমন। ফলে আমার ছেলে মেয়ের মধ্যে নেশা করার প্রবণতা যদি আমি কোনো রকম ভাবে আন্দাজ করি আমাদের কিন্তু কেয়ারফুল হতে হবে। সেকেন্ড হচ্ছে যে বেশ কিছু টিনদের মধ্যে কিন্তু একটা পিয়ার প্রেসার, পিয়ার বুলিং, সোশ্যাল প্রেসার বিভিন্ন রকম তারা ডিরেক্টলি বা ইনডিরেক্টলি তৈরি করা হয়। এমনকি স্কুলের মধ্যে দিয়েও সেই প্রেসারটা অনেক সময় তৈরি করা হয়। কিরকম তাকে নিয়ে বারবার কমপ্লেন করা হচ্ছে, সেটাও কিন্তু একটা পিয়ার প্রেসার বা সোশ্যাল প্রেসার তৈরি করে, সেটাও কিন্তু তার একটা ভালনারেবিলিটি বাড়িয়ে দিতে পারে। পাবলিক হিউমিলিয়েশন, সেটা স্কুলে হোক পাড়ায় হোক, অনেক সময় বাবা মারা এমনভাবে বকাবকি শুরু করেন রাস্তাঘাটে ছেলে মেয়েদের, সেটাও কিন্তু একটা পাবলিক হিউমিলিয়েশন। এই পাবলিক হিউমিলিয়েশন কিন্তু একটা ভালনারেবিলিটি তৈরি করে। এছাড়া কোনো ছেলে মেয়েদের মধ্যে যদি কোনো ক্রনিক মেডিকেল কন্ডিশন থাকে, ক্রনিক পেইন থাকে, যেমন চাইল্ডহুড ডায়াবেটিস যদি থাকে, আমরা দেখেছি যারা চাইল্ডহুড ডায়াবেটিস নিয়ে আমরা কাজ করি, এই ধরনের ছেলে মেয়েদের সুইসাইডাল ভালনারেবিলিটি কিন্তু অনেক বেশি। ফলে এই জায়গাগুলো সম্পর্কে আমাদের খেয়াল রাখা দরকার। এবং আরেকটা ইন্ডিকেটর, সেটা হচ্ছে ইম্পালসিভিটি এবং অ্যাগ্রেসিভনেস। যে সমস্ত ছেলে মেয়েদের বা ইয়াং অ্যাডাল্টদের ক্ষেত্রেও ইম্পালসিভ অ্যাক্টিং আউট বিহেভিয়ার বা অ্যাগ্রেসিভ বিহেভিয়ার খুব ফ্রিকুয়েন্টলি তারা শো করে, তাদের ভালনারেবিলিটি কিন্তু বেশি। এবং তার সঙ্গে যদি ফ্যামিলি হিস্ট্রি অফ সুইসাইড থাকে, চাইল্ডহুড অ্যাবিউজ থাকে বা কোনো এক্সপিরিয়েন্স অফ ট্রমা থাকে, দে আর ভালনারেবল। কেউ যদি সুইসাইডকে উইটনেস করে থাকে সেটাও কিন্তু একটা ভালনারেবিলিটি তৈরি করে। তো এই হাই রিস্ক যাদের আছে তাদের সঙ্গে আমাদের খোলামেলা আলোচনা করাটা খুব প্রয়োজন। এবং এই ধরনের ক্রাইসিস সিচুয়েশন ফেস করলে তাদের মধ্যে যে মেন্টাল হেলথ স্টেট স্বাভাবিক থাকা সম্ভব নয়, তাতে তাদের মন খারাপ, তাদের অ্যাংজাইটি, ইমাজিনেশন অফ দ্য সেম ট্রমা মেমোরি, এগুলো যে হতে পারে এবং এটা হওয়াটাই যে নর্মাল, কোথাও কমিউনিকেট করাটা প্রয়োজন ইয়াং ছেলে মেয়েদের মধ্যে, যাতে তারা এটাকে অ্যাবনর্মালাইজ না করে, নর্মালাইজ করে এবং হেল্প সিক করে। অ্যাবনর্মালাইজ করা মানে কি? আমি উইক, এটা আমারই প্রবলেম, এটা যে কোনো মানুষের হতে পারে, এই ধরনের ক্ষেত্রে এসে নর্মাল রিয়াকশন টু অ্যাবনর্মাল ট্রিগার, এই অ্যাকসেপ্টেন্সটা কোথাও তৈরি হয় না তাদের মধ্যে। সেটা কিন্তু তাদেরকে আরো বেশি উইক করে দেয় সাইকোলজিক্যালি এবং তাদের ভালনারেবিলিটি একটা তৈরি করে। আরেকটা যেটা ম্যাডাম মিথ সম্পর্কে খুব সুন্দর বলছিলেন, অনেক সময় দেখেছি টিনেজ সম্পর্কে আরেকটা মিথের কথা আমরা দেখি, সেটা হচ্ছে টিনেজরা তো কিছু কিছু টিন আছে না, তাদের কিছু টিপিক্যাল মেলোড্রামা থাকে, মাঝে মাঝে সুইসাইডাল কথাবার্তা বলছে, আমি এখান থেকে চলে গেলে কেমন হবে, আমার দুনিয়াটা যদি, ধরো মা আমি যদি একদিন সকালে উঠে দেখলে যে আমার ঘুম ভাঙেনি তখন কি হবে। এগুলোকে মেলোড্রামা হিসেবে না দেখাটাই দরকার। তারা যে সত্যিই সিরিয়াসলি ভাবছে সেটা নাও হতে পারে, কিন্তু কিছু তো মাথার মধ্যে তাদের চলছে যে কারণে এই ভাবনাগুলো হঠাৎ করে তৈরি হয়েছে। সো উই নিড টু টক টু দেম, উই নিড টু ডিসকাস অ্যাবাউট দেম। অনেক সময় মনে হয় সুইসাইড নিয়ে আলোচনা করলে বুঝি সেই মানুষটা বেশি ভালনারেবল হয়ে যায়, এরকম কোনো প্রমাণ নেই। রাদার সুইসাইড নিয়ে আলোচনা করলে অনেক মানুষ দেখেছি তাদের সুইসাইডাল আইডিয়েশন, সুইসাইডাল থটকে কমফোর্টেবলি রিভিল করার সাহস দেখায় এবং তাতে তাকে ট্রিটমেন্টের মধ্যে নেওয়াটা সম্ভব হয়। তো এগুলো যেমন একটা জায়গা, তার সঙ্গে আমরা কিভাবে ছেলে মেয়েদের রেজিলিয়েন্ট করতে পারি সেটা খুব ভেবে দেখা প্রয়োজন। অনেক সময় আমরা দেখি, বিশেষ করে ভারতবর্ষে এবং বাঙালিদের মধ্যে তো অবশ্যই, তারা বাবা মায়েরা ছেলে মেয়েদের খুব বিশাল ভালোবাসে বলে আমার মনে হয় না, বিহেভিয়ারাল জায়গা থেকে। বিশেষ করে ছেলেদের ক্ষেত্রে সেটা অনেক বেশি সত্য, মেয়েদের ক্ষেত্রে অতটা না হলেও। কেন মনে হয় না? কারণ আমরা ছেলে মেয়েদেরকে যতটা ডিপেন্ডেন্ট করে রাখতে পারি তত যেন গর্বিত ফিল করি, তত গর্বিত ফিল করি নিজেকে নিয়ে যে আমরা কতটা কেয়ারিং আমার ছেলে মেয়ের প্রতি। তাকে প্রত্যেকটা পদক্ষেপে তাকে যত আমি সাপোর্ট দেবো, হ্যাঁ, কোথাও রাস্তা পার করতে আমি তাকেই প্রত্যেকবার, তা 15 বছর বয়স হয়ে গেছে এখনো তাকে হাত ধরে রাস্তা পার করাচ্ছি, তাকে গাড়িতে ওঠাচ্ছি, এখনো হাত ধরে গাড়িতে ওঠাচ্ছি, গাড়ি থেকে নামাচ্ছি। সে এখনো নাকি নিজের জলটা নিয়ে খেতে পারে না, নিজের জামা কাপড় অন্তত আন্ডারগার্মেন্ট গুলো নিজে ধুয়ে পরিষ্কার করতে পারে না, সেই নাকি এখনো পর্যন্ত অন্তত দুধটা ফোটাতে পারে না, একটা অমলেট করতে পারে না বা ম্যাগি করতে পারে না। এই যে আমরা ডিপেন্ডেন্ট করছি, তাদের কিন্তু মারাত্মক বিপদ ডেকে আনছি। কালকে যদি বাবা মা হিসেবে আমি না থাকি, কালকে আমার ছেলে বা মেয়ে নিজে কিছু না করতে পেরে কিন্তু মারা যাবে। এমনকি আমি একটা 28 বছরের ভদ্রলোকের কথা বলি। এই 28 বছর যিনি আইটি প্রফেশনে থাকেন, ইঞ্জিনিয়ার, চিরকাল বাড়ি থেকে যাতায়াত করেই কলেজ করেছেন, খুব ব্রিলিয়ান্ট স্টুডেন্ট, বাবা মার একমাত্র ছেলে। এই 28 বছরের মানুষটির বাবা মা একটি অ্যাক্সিডেন্টে মারা যায়। এই 28 বছরের ছেলেটির কোনো বন্ধু নেই, সে চিরকাল ওয়ার্ক ফ্রম হোম করেছে, সে সিনেমা দেখতে গেছে তার মায়ের সঙ্গে, বাজার গেছে বাবার সাথে, নিজে কখনো কোথাও একা ট্রাভেল করেনি। আজকে যখন এই ছেলেটির বাবা মা মারা গেল, আমরা কি এক্সপেক্ট করতে পারি? এই ছেলেটিকে তার মাসি এবং পিসিমা দুজনে নিয়ে এসেছিলেন, আমরা কি এক্সপেক্ট করতে পারি? বাবা মা মারা যাওয়ার 2 মাস পরে আমি তাকে দেখেছি, তখনও সে দিশেহারা, সে জানে না কি করতে হয়, তাকে খাইয়ে দিতে হচ্ছে। এই মানুষটি কি সত্যিই সার্ভাইভ করার কথা 28 বছর বয়সে? এই যে আমরা ভাবি না বড় হলে নিজে নিজে ঠিক হয়ে যাবে, সেটা কখনো কিন্তু হয় না। আমার এক আত্মীয়র কথা আমি বলছি। আত্মীয়র সে ছেলেটি আমার খুব প্রিয় ছেলে। তার মাকে আমি বহুবার বলেছি, হ্যাঁ, যে আপনি ছেলে কোথাও বেড়াতে যাচ্ছে, তার ব্যাগ গুছিয়ে দেবেন না। সে কিন্তু একজন মাস্টারমশাই, ছেলেটি একটি স্কুলের মাস্টারমশাই, কখনো ব্যাগ গুছিয়ে দেবেন না। হ্যাঁ, তার জামা কাপড় নিজেকে কাচতে দেন। যখন সে তো স্টুডেন্ট ছিল সেই অবস্থা থেকে তাকে বলেছি তার নিজের খাবার কখনো কখনো নিজেও যেন নিয়ে খেতে পারে, সেরকম একটা অভ্যেস তৈরি করুন। মা চিরকাল বলেছে ও যখন বিয়ে করবে তখন দেখা যাবে, হ্যাঁ, এখন আমার ছেলে, আমাকে আমার কর্তব্য করতে হবে। একটা সময় মা 5 দিনের জন্য অসুস্থ হয়ে পড়েছিলেন, রান্না করার মতো অবস্থায় ছিলেন না। মা এবং ছেলে দুজনের খাবার জন্য এরকম একটা সিচুয়েশন তৈরি হয়। তো কোথাও তাদেরকে ছোটবেলা থেকে দায়িত্ব দেওয়া, একটু একটু রিস্ক নেওয়ার জায়গাটায় উৎসাহ দেওয়া, তাদের যে কোনো প্রবলেম হবে, স্কুল জাতীয় প্রবলেম হলে পরেও তাদের কাছ থেকে সমাধান চাওয়া, তারপরে নিজের সাজেশন দেওয়া, এই অভ্যেসগুলো যদি আমরা একটু একটু করে তৈরি করি, কিভাবে বন্ধুদের সঙ্গে অ্যাডজাস্ট করতে হয়, কিভাবে অন্যের সঙ্গে মানিয়ে নিতে হয়, কিভাবে রেসপন্সিবিলিটি নিতে হয়, বাড়িতে কিছু রুটিন রেসপন্সিবিলিটি দেওয়া যেগুলো তাকেই করতে হবে, এবং কোনো কিছু যেন না চাইতে না পেয়ে যায়, যে কোনো কিছু পাওয়ার জন্য যাতে একটা মিনিমাম এফোর্ট দিতে হয়, এই অভ্যেসগুলো যদি তৈরি করি, তাতে দেখা যায় যে বড় হয়ে এই ছেলে মেয়েরা কিন্তু অনেক বেশি ক্রাইসিসের সাথে, প্রবলেমের সাথে ডিল করার ক্ষমতা নিয়ে অনেক বেশি এগোতে পারে। এই জায়গাগুলোকে মাথায় রেখে তার সঙ্গে এই ধরনের অ্যাওয়ারনেস প্রোগ্রাম যত বেশি চালানো যায়, সেই জায়গাটা বলবো, সময় বেশি নেই, এটা নিয়ে প্রচুর বলা যায়। হ্যাঁ, এটা নিয়ে আমি ঘন্টার পর ঘন্টা বলে যেতে পারি, কিন্তু সময় শেষ হয়ে গেছে, অলরেডি 8টা বাজে। আমি এটুকু বলেই শেষ করছি। কারো যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে তখন আমি উত্তর দিতে খুশি হব। থ্যাংক ইউ।
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ স্যার। আপনি খুবই মানে ট্রিভিয়াল জায়গাগুলোকে ধরে ধরে বলেছেন, আর অ্যাবসলিউটলি এই ডিপেন্ডেন্সির জায়গাটা আমরা এত ফিল করি নিজেরাই, যে একা থাকা বা বাবা মা থাকলে সঙ্গে করে জিনিসগুলো করে নিয়ে যাওয়াটা যতটা ইজি হয়, তখন ভুল করে শুধরে দেওয়াটা মাচ মোর ইজি দ্যান কেউ সঙ্গে না থেকে সেই জায়গাটায় একা চলাটা সত্যি দিশেহারা হয়ে যাওয়ার মতন অবস্থা। তখন হয়তো এই সুইসাইড অ্যাটেম্প্ট বা এরকম কিছু অ্যাটেম্প্টই লোকজন করতে যায়। আর আমরা চাইবো যে আপনারা সবাই থাকবেন, আরো বেশি প্রোগ্রাম আমরা করতে চাই। So I would like to request Mrs. Aditi Basu Roy to summarize the sir's presentation to everyone, so that it will be easier who are not Bengali for them.
Thank you. Namaskar. Sir, Prashant sir has spoken so well, and before him also, Gurmeet ma'am has also spoken very well. And it was very nice that Aparajita also spoke very well and shared. Prashant, I'll just, because Gurmeet spoke in English, तो गुरमीत क्योंकि गुरमीत ने इंग्लिश में बोले तो मैंने सोची कि आई ट्रांसलेट प्रशांत सर कि ये बिकॉज ही वाज स्टार्टेड इन इंग्लिश. But because of our Bengali viewers, we preferred that you speak you speak Bengali, so that the Bengali speakers, the Bengali viewers, they understand. Because I think that through our Facebook, most of the Bengali viewers are watching. So yours was absolutely touched the heart, and it was direct. I think that many of us directly understood what you were saying, and understood that we have to be very careful, and we, the parents, the guardians, the elders, have our big responsibilities. What sir has said, he initially started with congratulating Aparajita for sharing her experience and her being the voice of the youth. So sir has spoken about, he started with the youth and vulnerability youth group, that he said that most vulnerable group is age 15 years to 44 years. That is the most vulnerable years, because they go through the changing phases of their life. Very frequently at this age, the life changes from one step to another, from one school to another, one class to another, school to college, college to real life, and to real life to experiencing some more, more real life after marriage. There's a very frequent, in 5 years, there's a change in life. What is stated after 45? I believe that sir wanted to say so. सर, मुझे विश्वास है आप यही बोलना चाहिए कि उस समय बहुत जल्दी जल्दी जिंदगी का परिवर्तन आता है, इसीलिए बता सबको उस 15 to 45 years में कोप करना मुश्किल लगता है, because every 5 years there is a change. After 45 years एक sedentary life हो जाता है, जिसको कहते हैं mid life. Mid life के बाद you know that this is where you are and you are not going to go anywhere. But yes, there are some exceptions also. It's not that there are not exceptions, लेकिन मोटा मोटी देखा जाए तो this is the time, that 15 to 45, where there's a chance of committing suicide is more. That is what. And sir also said this, in every 2 seconds, every 2 minutes, and there is a suicide. So if we change it to
every 40 seconds.
Every 40 seconds, and if we change this 40 seconds to defer it to 2 minutes, तो ये हमारे लिए, that is a very good achievement for us. So sir said that ये अगर हम defer कर सकते हैं कि जितना every मतलब number हम reduce कर सकते हैं by counseling, by understanding, by awareness. So ये जो है, and by accepting who they are, accepting what they are. So that kind of situation sir ने कहा कि हमें situations भी समझना पड़ेगा, relationship भी समझना पड़ेगा. Situations बच्चे कभी कभी they give some, जो गुरमीत मैम भी बोले हैं, they give some symptoms, what is called they unpredictable or predictable symptoms दिखाते हैं. So उसको आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए सर बोले हैं, कभी कोई लॉस बच्चों का, जो कोई फ्रेंड की कोई बाहर दूर चले गए, कोई फ्रेंड, there's a loss of the parents, there's a loss in life, any type of loss, which is a loss that can trigger this ideation, suicidal ideation. He also told about the anxiety, that how anxiety builds up in this age group, and that people say that the student of this age group, they think that this is how I'm sad. किस लिए sadness होते हैं, सर बोले हैं. This relationship with the parents is also very important. Parents के साथ जो relationship होता है, अगर parents के साथ बच्चों को अच्छी relationship नहीं है, और पेरेंट्स अगर बच्चों को समझते नहीं है सब चीज में, the पेरेंट्स रोकते हैं, टोकते हैं, they don't allow them to grow up. And इस मामले में I would say he has pointed out the Bengali parents mostly, that Bengali protective in the idea of overprotection, they sometimes hinder the growth of the child, the mental growth of the child. because being overprotective, they don't allow the child. This is what I'm saying, what I understood from Sir's speech, that they hinder the growing, the change. I mean, growing up, the changes, mental changes, and accepting the challenges, facing the facing the what to say, that you do not unacceptable, unexpected situation facing, and then resilience. He talked about resilience, that one who can get back to very fast to life after facing a challenge. अगर जैसे स्प्रिंग की तरह, अगर हमें कुछ कोई एक मुक्का मारे, कोई आपने देखे है कि पंचिंग बैग, दे कम बैक, स्प्रिंग की तरह दे स्प्रिंग बैक. पंचिंग बैग को मुक्का मारेंगे, पंचिंग बैग फिर से अपनी जगह पे आ जाएंगे. लेकिन दैट इज नॉट विथ ह्यूमन बीइंग. ह्यूमन बीइंग पे ऐसा संभव नहीं है. इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, बिकॉज व्हेन यू पंच अ ह्यूमन बीइंग, व्हाट अ टाइप ऑफ पंच इट मे बी, आई एम टेकिंग पंच इज अ सिंबल. तो जैसे भी उनका जिंदगी की मार जिसको कहते हैं, जैसे भी पड़ता है, उस जिंदगी को मार सहने का क्षमता कैसा होता है, रेजिलियंस इसको कहते हैं. एंड व्हेन हाउ सून यू कैन गेट बैक टू योर लाइफ, होल्ड द कैच होल्ड ऑफ योर लाइफ, और कैच होल्ड ऑफ योर सेल्फ. व्हाट आई सेल्फ, अपने आप सेल्फ में कब तक वापस आते हैं. दैट रेजिलियंस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड ऑल्सो ही सेड दैट सोशल स्टिग्मा, उन्होंने कहा कि सोशल स्टिग्मा, एंड ही गेव एग्जांपल्स ऑफ अ पेरेंट दैट वेयर talking about mental health, talking about this is not accepted. So parents can yell, they can shout at children, but it is not accepted that the children shout at parents. Then the parents, they say that this is not socially, we are very, this is social stigma. He's told that the social stigma बहुत हमारे मतलब मेंटल सिकनेस, मेंटल अनवेल, मतलब अनहेल्दी होने की कारण है द सोशल स्टिग्मा एंड एवर लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस. लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस भी हमें क्या ये ना, मेनी ऑफ द टाइम ही सेड दैट पेरेंट्स, मैं भी करती हूँ, दैट इज आई एम रियली सॉरी फॉर दैट, मैं भी करती हूँ कभी कभी पब्लिकली डांट दिए. We don't understand. I scold my daughter publicly. We don't understand how embarrassing situation it is for them. I tell them, shout at them publicly. So I don't understand what kind of behavior is this, how they are receiving. It is maybe a very big shame for them, and how they react, we don't know. So that kind of parents are very important. How parents behave is also very important. तो उन्होंने ये बोले हैं, and I think that Dr. साहब, Dr. Prashant Roy, आप, did I miss anything? And please add to it. Also mention the upbringing. Yes, he also mentioned the upbringing your kids to be that to be independent. That how much you trust your kids is very important. How much you are making them independent. That is what said, that overprotection hinders children to be independent. That he gave example that 15 साल की लड़कियों को भी बैग लेके, and I have seen it in my, because I am a principal, I have been teaching it for 32 years. मैंने देखी हूँ क्लास 10 की बच्चों को भी बैग पापा, लड़की का बैग पापा पहुंचा रहे हैं, बिकॉज बैग भारी है. तो पापा ने और मम्मी ने बैग उठा के स्कूल तक आ रहे हैं, बिकॉज इट्स टू हेवी, द बैग इज टू हेवी. सो दे आर नॉट trained to take the burden of life. If he is not trained to take the burden of his school books, that how do you expect him? That is what he said, that how do you expect him to take the burden of? And trusting children, you have to trust children, what sir also intended. Trusting children was also very important. And now it is the question answer session. And sir, have I forgotten anything that aapne bole hai? Have I forgotten? So please come in. And thank you. Gurmeet ma'am was also very good. And I will say, Gurmeet ma'am, what you said is that how to identify, and how does how can we really fight, and how can we, what are the symptoms, and how do we say this? As both of you said, that was wonderful. And now I'll request Anushwa and Madhusri to take the questions. And I think that Aparajita was also saying some question is there. Aparajita, if you have any question, please ask.
Good evening, sir and ma'am. There are a few questions which I am taking. Someone has asked that this overprotection of the parents, is this love or affection? because they feel really proud of this. It isn't true.
It's more of an anxiety or harm avoidance rather than love and affection.
Okay.
They are not in a state to take risk, and so they are more of thinking about themselves. They are actually being selfish by like protecting them. They are actually trying to reduce their own anxiety.
Oh, anxiety.
Okay, so this is a kind of rather than self motivation rather than focusing on the children's motivation, children's need.
How do you convince your parents that you are genuinely in problem and you are pretending to be sick?
Gurpreet ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, anything?
Yeah, it is the parents, from the parent side, that the children, whether they are pretending or whether they are genuine, it gives the parents feel that they come to know that whether it is a genuine thing or not. Because I have seen that the more you are connected to the child will not pretend the things. He would be direct and he would clearly say the things. So that connection between the parent and the child is more important when if you want that the genuine things need to come to you. So the connectivity between the parents is between the parent and the child is the key to it, to identify whether it is genuine or whether it is just a pretension.
Can I add something here from a
Yes,
personal
yes.
experience? I'll say, when I have personally gone through depression. So when I was going through, I had tried various methods. I was very ambiguous कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है मम अगर ऐसा हुआ तो क्या हुआ मम्मी like ऐसा होता है तो क्या होता है but then I realized the best way was being very upfront about it, absolutely telling them that this is the problem I face. I want to talk to you about it, and if it is possible, can I get some help? Like, it's very hard to do, I know it, but then when you are absolutely sure about what you're feeling, even your parents will feel it too with you. Like, this kid is not lying.
I'll give some example. My recent experiences. One of my friend's daughter, who is in class 9 now, she was telling to her parents that, "Mom, I am not well. Papa, I am not well. There is some problem." What kind of problem you are having? I feel anxious. I feel anxious on minor things. That I am not supposed to experience. Then parents told that probably you think too much, that's why you're becoming anxious. Stop thinking too much. And it continued for 6-7 months. Then one day this particular girl, what she did, she wrote a big message and texted it to father, where she narrated the kind of difficulties she is facing, what kind of problems she might be. She also Googled. She also sent some of the Google links so that parents can read about the kind of problem she is actually facing. And in that particular, the WhatsApp message, she wrote particular to father and told finally that after reading this, kindly delete this. I don't want this particular message to stay. And kindly do not share the same thing with mom because she might not understand. Only this message helped a lot. Then immediately they called me what to be done, what not to be done. They then showed the concept. But for the initial 6 months, they were very much careless about it. Even with some of my teenage and young adult student clients, we have suggested them to write down in a non-blaming way about the kind of suffering they are having. Sometimes it has worked, sometimes it has not worked. For whom it has not worked, for them, I would like to suggest that what you are going to do, that is in your hand. What other people are going to do, that is not in your hand. So you try to identify one or two individuals who might understand you, who might understand your difficulty. If your parents are not understanding, it doesn't mean that they are careless about it. Probably they don't have the knowledge or the acceptance to understand this particular issue. So whosoever having the knowledge or acceptance, if when you are having fever, you can tell your parents. But parents also are clueless about the fever, so they might contact a doctor. So about mental health, they don't have such kind of resources. So whatever the resources you are having, so you identify any knowledgeable persons, maybe a school teacher, maybe parents of your friend, maybe somebody else, your chachu, chachi, mosi, whosoever it is. So try to talk to them. Sometimes that may be of help. If there is nobody, again you are responsible for your treatment. So you can directly call any helpline. You can directly go to any mental health professionals. We have seen many 15, 16 years students who are coming to us, but they have not informed to their parents. So our well-being is in our hand. So if nobody is there, use initiate, then things can be corrected.
Yeah, over here, I would like to add something that nowadays the children, they are quite upfront with coming out with their views and their ideas about themselves. It is the parents who need the awareness more as compared to the students. Parents need the awareness more because parents need to listen to the child. That listening thing is somewhere missing. So we need to have programs for parents awareness rather than for students. Students are much more aware.
Any more
The
question,
next
Anusha?
yes.
Next question.
The next question is how to deal with the trauma if child's parents came to know about the child's suicidal thought.
Firstly, listen to the child. Listen to the child. Be calm. Don't be acquisitive that this is because of you. Don't blame the child for the anything that happens wrong or something went wrong. So listen to the child and then be with the child. Be with the child and contact the helpline if the parent is not aware about the various how to take care of it. Contact the helplines. Lot of helplines are available nowadays, and they can be contacted and proper help can be given to the child at proper time. So don't panic. First of all, don't panic. That the parents need not panic about this whole situation. That why this happened to my child and how I'm going to handle this. This is something very difficult for me. So they need to be calm. First, they need to take care of themselves. As we say that in an aeroplane, if the airbag is is released, it is at first we need to take the oxygen and then we can help others. So first, the parents need to understand and be calm, and then they can think in a very rational way and contact the help and get the help for the child.
Another question is there, what about one child syndrome?
I don't know what is Walstein syndrome is. It is about the kind of expectation that you are having.
না আমার মনে হয় লোনলিনেস এর কথা বলতে চেয়েছে, বাচ্চাদের লোনলিনেস এর কথা। ওয়ান চাইল্ড মানে দুটো বাচ্চা মানে তাদের মধ্যে একটা ফ্রেন্ডলিনেস, দে হ্যাভ আ ফ্রেন্ড অ্যাট হোম। ওয়ান চাইল্ড মিন্স দ্য চাইল্ড ইজ লোনলি, দেয়ার ইজ নোবডি এট দিস এজ গ্রুপ, বাড়িতে আর ওই এজ গ্রুপের কেউ নেই। হি ইজ অ্যালোন আর শি ইজ অ্যালোন ইন দ্যাট এজ গ্রুপ অ্যাট হোম।
বাচ্চারা যেমন বাচ্চাদের তো দেখুন স্কুলে গিয়ে তবু তো কারোর সঙ্গে ইন্টারঅ্যাক্ট করার স্কোপ আছে, কিন্তু বাড়িতে বাবা মায়েরা যদি if at least 15 to 20 minutes quality time if the parents are investing for the child particularly, that can be of great help. When parents are coming from their job, from their work of the business, the first thing they ask to the child is, what about your study, whether you studied well or not. As if there is no other existence of this particular child. Where the parents can ask, how was the day for you, whether you find you faced any kind of trouble or any kind of difficulty. It might be a pathetic experience for you to stay for so many hours in the house. How did you try to cope up? So we didn't try to understand the emotion. So let us focus on trying to understand the emotion of the child rather than whether they fulfill this study, food. We don't ever ask whether you played for today or not. ফলে একটা বাচ্চা একা থাকলো না দোকা থাকলো কি যায় আসে। হ্যাঁ, আমরা বাবা মায়েরই আমাদের নিজেদের অজান্তে আমরা বাচ্চাদেরকে একা করে দিই। হ্যাঁ, ফলে we need to hear that parents to be treated, not the child. And there are, and many times parents try to help them by giving the mobile phone to them, the smartphone to them.
That is the worst situation.
That's
Okay.
absolutely.
But now we
Sometimes-
cannot help it because the classes are going on on the online.
Yeah, that's a
এখন আর কোনো
different
উপায়
issue.
নেই।
That's a
এখন
different
তো
issue. That's a specific situation. Otherwise, আমরা এমনকি যেটা হয়েছে যে এখানে অনেক কিছু সিস্টেম, the education system also to be called responsible. এখনকার দিনে আমরা কি করছি, ছেলে মেয়েদের যেখানে পড়তে পাঠাচ্ছি সেটা হচ্ছে মেবি 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers away. The travel time itself take 1.5 hours to go and 1.5 hours to come back. হ্যাঁ, স্কুলের টাইম গুলো অনেক বেশি বেড়ে গেছে। আগে স্কুলের টাইম এত ছিল না, বাচ্চাদের খেলাধুলার জন্য জায়গাই নেই। So probably we need to also think about how the education system to be revised according to child friendly. আমরা শুধু তাকে এডুকেশন দিতে চাই, তাদের কর্মচারী তৈরি করতে চাই, সেটা আমাদের ফোকাস থাকবে না। We also need a good resilient child. That also we need to think about.
ইমোশনাল ইন্টেলিজেন্ট, ইন্টেলিজেন্ট হওয়া দরকার, তার সাথে ইমোশনাল ইন্টেলিজেন্স রাখা দরকার, সেটা আমাদের মানে বোঝা দরকার যে ইমোশনাল ইন্টেলিজেন্স
We are treating children as labor.
how intelligent they are.
Ma'am, sir, I have a question actually. Is there any method or awareness how we can aware the people or the parents that is there any physical symptoms or some verbal symptoms of a child or the victim or the person who is going through this trauma or tend to be suicidal? Is there any symptom that we can register or we can help them through connecting with that communication and either or any medical help if he or she is needed?
First of all, we need to increase the communication between the parents and child. That is important. Once the communication is improved, then only parents will be able to identify what are the signs. If the communication is no more there, if the child is shutting the door and staying inside the room, how to identify what are the signs is there? But there are some signs that we need to remember. First thing is if there is sudden mood swing, বেশি বেশি করে aggressiveness গুলো বেড়ে গেছে। The child is more isolated nowadays, has reduced the interaction with the parents and also with the friends, or is more preoccupied with the smartphone or the gaming. So if there is sudden change in these behaviors, along with it there is disturbance in the sleep pattern, in the routine, so that can be the indicator that probably there is something, there is some problem. So the parents have to be quite aware about if there is any change, and if this change are noticed for more than 2 or 3 days, up to 2 or 3 days it can be normal because of some minor stressor. But if they are there for more than 3 days, then parents have to talk to them, and if they are able to take that particular child to a mental health professional, that is good. If not possible, at least a general physician or local counselor also can be of help, or helpline number also can be of help. But the problem is even the general physicians also not aware about the mental health issues. এ তো মনের সমস্যা, মনকে ঠিক করলেই হয়ে যায়, এত ভাবার কি আছে ভাই, এত চিন্তা করিস না, যা বাড়ি চলে যা। This is the common statement that is been given. So we need to and many a times even many patients who are having mental health issues, many general physicians or other specialists, the medical practitioners, they create more stigma in them. So it has to be continued at various sections.
Aparajita, you had a question to ask? Aparajita?
Basically, my question is for our generation. Like we are talking here specifically about parents, but if we look at our generation, we are much more closer to our friends, as you said, that more than our parents, the people that we end up talking to are our friends. And personally, we have recently faced a problem where we had a friend who committed suicide. So after that point, like there was so much blaming going on within ourselves that like at least maybe parents didn't know, but we should have known because we are the ones who hear to every problem. They are the ones they complain to. Like we should have been there and every little thing. So what can we do as the younger kids or their friends? What as a friend, what can we do to help them
Yeah,
or identify such
it
things?
would need a separate discussion on how to provide mental health first aid. Yeah, how to provide mental health first aid. There are three components of mental health first aid. One is look, second is listen, and third is link. Look means when you are apprehending probably this particular friend is having some difficulty, try to look for what are the difficulties he or she is facing. Whether she is being able to take food properly, whether he is feeling safe, having any mood swing or low mood or anxiety, whether could take food properly or not. So these are some of the things that we need to, whether taking any addiction, whether getting suicidal thoughts or not. So try to look at these issues by questioning them. When they are telling their stories, their narratives, there we need to listen and listen and listen. How to listen? Yeah, we need to keep aside our mobile phone on one side. We can sit maintaining a like confidential environment where we can ask to them like whatever the story they are telling, we are just listening to it, and I need to show that I'm listening without giving any kind of judgment. At times we can acknowledge, oh, that might be pathetic, that might be very difficult for you to cope up with this kind of situation. So these are indicators of acknowledgement. And this is also indicators that you are listening. Okay, and after you get the whole story, then you need to link. The first link is, I'm thankful that you trusted me to share your story. So linking with you. The second link, you must be in a difficult situation. That's why you are having all these thoughts or emotional problem. So unburden the individual by blaming on the situation, not on the person. So that person doesn't feel responsible or weak. Okay, that is another linking with the situation or the stressor. Third linking, did you talk about this with anybody? Is there anybody with whom you will find comfortable to discuss these issues? Can you talk to this about this issue with your parents or teachers? So that is another linking. If that is not working, then linking with the professionals. So these are the things that we can do.
And adding to this is when being a psychology student and human behavior is like everyone can understand in this, looking for the absolute black and white description of the person, either it is black or either it is white, means either yes or absolute no. The people who are having these suicidal tendencies, they divide it into only two parts, that is there is no gray area for them. And moreover, when they are talking about their difficulties and their problems to you, once they open up, so they tend to find out certain alternatives to this to the solution, because now they are just thinking of yes or no, right? But when they start talking and when they start rethinking and going through that particular process, so though they would be having alternatives, that this is not the end, there are other ways to solve this solution problem. So that help you can give by listening to them.
You are absolutely right, madam. Generally, we
Yeah.
suggest when we are interacting for the first time, then not to go for any kind of advice or any kind of
Advice,
cognitive
yes,
restructuring.
definitely.
Hey, just to show the support. Maybe in the second
Yeah.
interaction, there we can think about, okay, see, okay, this can be a good decision to commit suicide at this point of time because you are facing a lot of crisis. But the only problem with the suicide is there is no return ticket. So can you think about some other alternative where probably return ticket would be available? So let us focus on some of the other alternatives. So that also
This
can be
this
helped in the second or third interaction.
this particular thing I would like to came to my remembered one of the incidents with one of my friends that standing on the top of the 20th floor and giving a call, that saying a goodbye, that I want to give a goodbye. Just talking for 2 minutes, the mind changed and the uh, plan of suicide was cancelled. So from that day onwards, the person really thanks me that you changed my mind and you just distracted me from that particular taking a drastic step. So that is the importance of you being listening to it and directly talking to them, that this particular thing is, as you rightly said, that there's no return ticket. So the person come backs.
আমি একটু ক্ষমা চেয়ে নেব। হ্যাঁ, আমি ভেবেছিলাম প্রোগ্রামটা শেষ হয়ে যাবে, তো at 8:30 like Aparajita said, one of a girl who asked for help for her friend who is studying in Germany, and she has become extremely suicidal. So today only she contacted me, not the girl who is in Germany. So I given them the time at 8:30. So I need to talk to that girl because she is not in a very good shape. I don't know. So I need to. I don't want to leave, but I need to leave this.
Aditi, please.
Mute.
Aditi, unmute yourself, please.
So thank you so much, Dr. Roy. It was really, we felt like going on and on and on with this. It's a very great awareness and learning session. Every moment we learn, but জানেন তো বুড়ো শালিকের ঘাড়েরও, বড়রা বুড়োরা মানে খুব বুড়ো শালিকরা খুব সহজে মানে ঘাড়েরও মানে ঘাটটা বেঁকিয়েই থাকে, সোজা করতে পারে না। তো সেই জন্য দ্যাটস আ প্রহসন নাটকও আছে, বুড়ো শালিকের ঘাড়েরও। বড়রা জেনারেলি দ্য এল্ডার্স দে ডু নট আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দ্য অ্যামাউন্ট অফ টিচিং ইউ টিচ দেম, যতই পড়ানো হোক যতই করানো হোক,
আমার অভিজ্ঞতা কিন্তু আলাদা, আমার অভিজ্ঞতা আলাদা। They are ready to understand them, but the problem happens we blame them. We try to control them. They are ready to understand them. If you show our respect, বড়দের কথা বলছি, এল্ডারলিদের কথা বলছি, 60 70 দের কথা বলছি, they are ready to understand, they are ready to accept once they trust that we are respecting them. What happens as younger, we try to control, আপনি বুঝছেন না, আপনি জানেন না, আপনি পুরনো চিন্তা নিয়ে আছেন, এই ব্লেম গুলো করলে পরে তখন কিন্তু তারা শুনতে চায়।
And what about us in 50s? So we are not 60s, neither a bacha nor boro. So what about us? So they don't.
You understand এবং এখনো যদি দেখবেন এই ধরনের প্রোগ্রামের সবচেয়ে বেশি ইনিশিয়েটিভ নেয় কিন্তু এল্ডারলি পিপল। হ্যাঁ, কমিউনিটি লেভেলে। ইয়াং জেনারেশন শুধু প্রফেশনাল লেভেলে করে, যেটা পারপাসলেস, ইট ডাজন্ট হ্যাভ এনি ইস্যু, বাট অনলি দ্য এল্ডারলি পিপল, they are having a strong community bond, community understanding. They only want to take this kind of program in the community level.
So saying, that's wonderful, but we don't want to leave you both. So we will be having connected. We'll connect with you. आप दोनों से फिर connect करेंगे, আমরা আবার connected হব। আর আপনাদের এবার next session নিতে হবে on the next level. That what to, because একটা session করে একটা করে কিছু হয় না। It has to continue. You know, this awareness campaign is something that learning has to go. Learning cannot be stopped. So I would request you to be with us with Abha Mission for Social Health and Education, and we'll have such seminars, sub-workshops, physical and online both with you, because I stay in Noida and there are some people in Delhi, somebody in Gujarat. So we will all stay connected, whole world, whole India, for the well-being, mental well-being. With this note, thank you so much, Gurmeet ma'am. Thank you so much, Prashant sir. And for London থেকে জুড়ে ছিলেন, from London we had a wonderful person, Utpal Rai. He recited the poem Ami. That was really wonderful, and he recited so well. And the poem is a reflection. Ami, what me?
Thank you.
What is me? How do I see myself? আর যখন সৃষ্টি থাকবে না, when there will be no what will God do when there will be no connect, যখন কোনো there will be no creativity, there no creation of God, how will the God say that তুমি সুন্দর? Who will the God say তুমি সুন্দর, আমি ভালোবাসি? So there will be nobody when there's a apocalypse, because there's a complete destruction of the world. So there's nobody to say I love you, nobody to say you are beautiful. So we have to live a life, we have to have a return ticket. That was wonderful. We have to have a return ticket to say that I love you, to say that I want to live, to say that you are beautiful, the world is beautiful. So that
Thank you,
with
madam.
that, for this tea, thank you
Thank you so
everybody.
much, ma'am.
Thank you Aparajita
Thank you,
for your
everyone.
valuable input. Thank you Anushwa, and thanks Gurmeet ma'am, thanks Utpal Rai sir for your valuable input and contribution and participation. Thank you all. See you again.
Thank you so
We will
much.
meet soon.
Thank
you.
you,
Namaskar.
and bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.